because I literally heard from the other side to be a part of this book. So they literally told me that it was important that I was a part of it. So that's the second reason. So you and Nish and the other side also nudged me how important it was to be a part of this beautiful vision. And they guide me in all decisions, both personally and professionally. And I saw the vision that you and Nish have for this book, not only the authors, but for people that are going to be touched by this book. So that also was another reason why I joined. And thank you for
Wonderful.
having me a part of it.
Be Light to Raise Light is a sacred and extraordinary platform where mothers are invited to shine brilliantly and share their unique stories with the world. Through books, stages, social gatherings, and more, we elevate these voices to the highest vibration, illuminating not only their personal journeys, but the collective consciousness of the world. Our vision is to create a radiant community of mothers who come together to inspire, empower, and light up the world with their truth and wisdom. Be Light to Raise Light is a space where authenticity thrives, stories resonate, and every woman's light is celebrated. Join us in this beautiful mission by becoming part of our community. Follow us on Facebook at Be Light to Raise Light, or on Instagram at Be Light to Raise Light, or connect with us directly by email at inspire@belighttoraiselight.com. Together, let's ignite a movement of light, love, and transformation. A warm welcome to every single one of you that are here today to listen to this podcast. We have the wonderful, most beautiful co-author with us here, Jennifer Dawn. And as part of this incredible global movement of awakened moms, awakening this world of raising deeply conscious children that elevate peace and the energetic blueprint of the world, we are writing a book called Be Light to Raise Light, coming out at the end of 2025, and will feature 19 incredible women. Today, we have here with us Jennifer Dawn. Today, we are overwhelmed with joy and gratitude to stand alongside the remarkable Jennifer Dawn, a true beacon of light whose grace and courage inspires women around the globe. Jennifer is a living testament to the beauty of resilience, strength, and unwavering authenticity. Imagine growing up in a world where fear holds you back from being your true self, where your story feels too powerful, too raw to share openly. Yet despite the weight of those fears, Jennifer chose to rise. She embraced her truth, her voice, and her light, creating a story that defies boundaries and celebrated the beauty of self-discovery. With grace, empathy, and a heart full of divine love, Jennifer's journey reminds us all that miracles are real, creativity is boundless, and growth comes from when we step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. Her story reveals a profound truth. No matter what others may say or do, to dim your light, you have the power to shine, to heal, and to thrive. Jennifer possesses a unique and beautiful gift, the ability to connect with spirits, to guide others through their journey, and to remind them that their angels are always by their side. Her life is a testament to divine connection and limitless potential, and her words will move you in a way you never thought possible. Through Be Light to Raise Light, Jennifer's extraordinary story will touch your soul. It is a story of love, passion, and the unshakable belief that we are all guided by something greater. We promise you, the moment you meet her through these pages, you'll feel the magic she carries within her. We cannot wait for you to experience the radiant brilliance of Jennifer Dawn. Her story will leave you breathless, inspired, and ready to embrace your own journey with courage and love. Get ready to meet the incredible Jennifer. Her light will transform your world.
Oh, thank you so much, Nish. Thank you so much, Soraya.
I'm
We are
so
just
excited.
yes, exactly. Just that was so beautiful. Thank you. I'm just so happy, Jennifer, you're here. You're just such a beautiful soul. We know you personally, and I'd love to read a little bit about your bio and the magic that you have created from honoring your truth. So, Jennifer Dawn is a 5-time international best-selling author and the owner and CEO of Jennifer Dawn Limited. Since 2020, she has authored and published 1 solo book, 6 co-authored books, and 3 magazine articles. Her nonfiction book, Dad's Pennies from Heaven, is set to be released by Hay House in early 2025. So excited. Jennifer has been featured in Authority magazine and has spoken at BLU Talks events. Her engaging insights and unique perspectives have led to interviews with podcasters globally, further amplifying her reach and influence. As a spiritual medium and teacher, Jennifer is passionate about guiding individuals in developing their intuition and spiritual abilities, including mediumship. She loves teaching people how to connect with their innermost wisdom and unlock their full potential. In addition to her spiritual work, Jennifer is an intuitive business coach who excels in helping spiritualpreneurs gain clarity in their business endeavors. She assists them in aligning their offerings with their soul's purpose, ensuring their business is deeply meaningful and impactful. Jennifer excels at uncovering and removing blocks, empowering her clients to move forward powerfully and positively. Her holistic approach helps clients discover their unique message and path, both personally and professionally, fostering growth and fulfillment beyond just financial success. In her upcoming book, Dad's Pennies from Heaven, Jennifer shares her personal journey as both the daughter and caregiver of her father, Robert, who had dementia. She details Robert's experiences with dementia, including his perspective during the active dying stage, and unveils unknown truths he shared before his passing. In his final week, Robert experienced moments of remarkable clarity, free from dementia's grip. Jennifer's audio recorded his last days, capturing his profound experiences and conversations as he transitioned to the other side. Driven by a commitment to honor her father's legacy, she raises awareness about dementia, providing hope and support to affected families and caregivers. To connect with Jennifer Dawn, we're going to be including her website, but it's www.jenniferdawn.net. We'll also be providing the links to her socials in the notes, and you can also reach out to her by email at info@jenniferdawn.net. So wow, wow, wow. Beautiful to read and just experience and be part of your journey, Jennifer. I'm just so happy that we are writing another book together. What a gift and a joy. And we just wanted to first start off by asking you, what inspired you to join the Be Light to Raise Light movement?
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, just before I answer that, thank you to you and Nish for having me here today. And thank you for everybody that tunes in and watches and listens. Thank you so much for checking it out. I greatly appreciate it. So to answer your question, you and Nish are the number one reason why I wanted to be a part of this incredible book. I have known you guys for a few years now. As you shared, we had one book journey together a few years ago. And not only were we brought together by the original book, Motherhood Diaries, but our friendship has grown over the last few years, which I am incredibly thankful for with both of you. And the second reason, not only because of both you and Nish, but the second reason is because I literally heard from the other side to be a part of this book. So they literally told me that it was important that I was a part of it. So that's the second reason. So you and Nish and the other side also nudged me how important it was to be a part of this beautiful vision. And they guide me in all decisions, both personally and professionally. And I saw the vision that you and Nish have for this book, not only the authors, but for people that are going to be touched by this book. So that also was another reason why I joined. And thank you for
Beautiful.
having me a part of it.
Oh, we are deeply honored to walk this journey with you. And I just love how intuitive you are and how you are so open to listening to the guidance. And I think that's a beautiful example for all of the listeners that are listening to honor your inner voice and have the courage to follow it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. So Nish, I guess,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what? I have to be honest with you, Jen. When we met the first couple of times, I didn't know who you were, but when we grew and our friendship grew, I got to know you. And those that are listening here, Jen is actually the one that sat down with us, helped us to grow this business and from the beginning, from the step up to make sure that we did have our landing page done properly. She did walk through a little bit with us. She made sure that we were on the right path and the right side. So she really did help us with all of that. She knew a lot that was going on in the background, which was really nice. So having Jen here with us is truly a miracle. We're very happy you're here with us. And the best thing is that, being able to interview so many mothers out there and getting to know who they were personally and feeling the energy through each one of you that are here today. This is why we are so happy to have you, because your energy just elevated this entire group. Your energy elevated us. And so when you can do that with us, why not have you in this book? Think about the book shining through its around the world and having Jennifer Dawn as one of our co-authors. We are so happy, so happy. And honestly, we are very blessed to have you here too. So thank you for being with us.
Oh, well, thank you, Nish. That's beautiful. Thank you. I am really excited to be a part of it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So because we're so excited, how excited are you to collaborate with the Awakening Moms and having your story featured around the world and publishing through Hay House? That's one of the biggest reasons why we're here today.
It's freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
So knowing that, the how this book is going to be with Hay House, knowing that the publishing is going to be there, I think one of the biggest questions for you is how do you feel, what's your energy level right now, knowing that you have 18 others that are with you? How great do you feel knowing that this is going to be somewhere all around the world with so many beautiful people and other mothers reading this book? What is your feeling about that?
There's only one word that could actually summarize exactly how I feel about that. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I love it. That oh my God. That goes out as epic. That's an epic word. We need to add this to our website. Actually, I love that so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
Yeah, because when
beautiful.
you can't put all of the words together, or put emotions and feelings into words, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious summarizes it perfectly for me.
I love it. I feel like we need a dance party too on top of that. So after this, we're gonna have a dance party to get the energy even further, right? It's awesome. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. So
You're welcome.
I would love for you now to share, I think, with our beautiful listeners, an excerpt from your story and just sharing with us, what is your core message that you have that you want to convey to your kids and mothers and children around the world. So I'll give you the floor.
Okay, thank you so much, Soraya. So, as Soraya and shared, just a sneak peek, kind of like a preview on my story. Uh, I grew up knowing that I had abilities and gifts, and I don't want to steal the surprise about everything about the short story. But my title of the short story is called Don't Tell Anyone because that's how I grew up. I always heard those words, don't tell anyone, because I've had intuitive abilities since I was little and they were very active, very strong since I was little. So what I would like to share, just I can read just a little bit, right? Sorry, just a little
Of
bit.
course, yes, please, please
Okay.
do.
Okay. Sounds good. So this, I'm just going to read just a snippet just to kind of give you a sneak peek here. So, Shirley MacLaine has always been a beautiful example for me. I believe she really is a powerful example of someone who has embraced their true self, their spiritual path, and intuitive abilities. I wanted to be as free as she seemed to be, but I didn't know how. Everyone seemed to help put doubt and fear into my quest for embracing my abilities. The years went by, and I always felt like a piece of me was missing. I realize now that was true. My intuition was being ignored. Then I experienced a real awakening. I felt like someone just flipped the switch, and I was not ever looking back. I
Mm.
was awake. Since that day, I have embraced who I am and all of my intuitive abilities. It has been incredibly freeing. I kick that box and no longer am defined by what people think I am or should be. I define who I am. So that gives kind of a sneak peek. And I just want to add, since I have kicked the box and I really embraced who I am, I have become incredibly passionate about helping people discover who they truly are and embrace their intuitive abilities. Because could you imagine how different the world would be if everybody was taught to be true to themselves and not let anybody put them in a box?
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I think like just reading your story. So first of all, reading your story, I was sitting in a coffee shop and I just read every word and could journey through and could feel how you were feeling. And I just want to say the remarkable courage it takes to defy what you heard growing up, which is don't tell anyone,
Mm.
to then step into your superpower, right? And not only to step into your superpower and be courageous and be who you are against all odds, not knowing what to expect, but to then use that beautiful intuitive gifts and capabilities to now support others. Like, I just want to reflect back to you how beautiful that is. And, this is a beautiful healing story. I think for many that will read this, I'm going to give away all the details, but it's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
And not only have you inspired, you're going to inspire the readers, you've inspired us, Nish and I.
Mhm.
You inspire everyone you touch around you. And you make us all better because it's like, yeah, just go for it, don't doubt, just go for it. Your inner voice is that internal teacher, is that eternal link to love, and it has that ability to see things like our card today, right? Trust the invisible.
Yes.
And so I do also agree with you. I think it's one of the most untapped potentials in the world, that untapped wisdom within. And so, for any of you listening, um, and of course, I know you're going to talk a little bit more about what you feel this means for your kids and children, mothers around the world. So I'd love for you to expand on that. Um, just remember that you are beautiful and complete. You came complete and you will leave complete. And that completion doesn't come outside yourself. So I just wanted to share that. And I'd love to hear more, Jennifer, if you can talk to us about, you know, how do you now convey this to your kids? And what is your message for mothers around the world that may not maybe be there yet, right? At that awakened place, who are looking to raise their children. Every mother out there wants to raise their children to be the best possible human beings. So what is your message to your children and to mothers and children around the world?
Oh,
Hey,
thank you so much, Sarah.
just before you say that, I just want to say something really quickly to you. When you read that quote or that passage, I just want to say what came to me, because I think it's so important to understand that as moms or as anyone around, that's trying to find a way to break through to whatever it is that they need to do, remove fear, remove doubt, whatever it is. We are here to inspire others in the world. And as we inspire, we look through others that inspire us. And, I always tell people, it's like, who inspires you to be that better person, to be that person that you've always dreamt of? And you wrote that in your story about who inspired you to get out of that box. And so when I say that to you, I want to say, you know, when you look at that and you look at kids and any children or mothers out there that are facing that, looking at that reality of fear or doubt that they can never be that better person or that better version of themselves, is always, I love that you shared that you got inspired by somebody else that was doing it and how they felt and how they did and how they confident they were in order for you to rise to that confidence. So that is so important, so beautifully said. I just wanted to share that with you. And I just wanted to say, thank you for sharing that. It really inspired me because each one of our co-authors, each one of us inspires me and Soraya. And that is the reason why we do what we do. So yes, go ahead and tell us what else, all the
Oh,
other
well,
stuff. Yes.
thank you so much for sharing this. That's beautiful. I felt it was really important to acknowledge and give her credit, as Shirley MacLaine I'm talking about, that I really felt it was important to acknowledge her because, here I am in BC, Canada. She doesn't know who I am, and she has no idea that when I was a teenager, how she literally planted a seed and helped me embrace who I really am. So if by chance Shirley MacLaine happens to listen to this amazing podcast with Soraya and Nish, I just want to thank you so, so much for being the light for me. You don't know me. You didn't know that you literally touched my life. You touched my soul. And by doing that, I was able to help other people change their lives in a beautiful and positive way and impact their souls. So thank you so, so much, Shirley. So I just want to get back to Saraya's question about children. So I actually have three grown boys now. Hard to believe, they're all in their 20s. And before I had children, just to take everybody back in time, I was actually told I cannot physically have children. So that was a miracle and a story in itself. But I have had endometriosis since I was a young girl, and I was told it was physically impossible for me to have children. And I had three children naturally. But that's a podcast interview right there. That's a story right there. So anyhow, so before I even had children, I told myself I knew I was going to have kids. And I said, when I have kids, I want to make sure that I help them in every way with their intuitive abilities. And then fast forward, so now we're going into the early 2000s. Harry Potter comes out. Then for everybody that's familiar with Harry Potter, there's a terminology that the author and creator has come up with, muggle, which is non-magic folk. So fast forward now to 2025. So with my coaching clients, including my intuitive clients, that I help teach them about their intuition and also help them with parenting with intuition. So I'll explain that in a second. I use the muggle term a lot. So for everybody that's listening right now, the first step, whether you are muggle folk or you're not, you're magic folk, whether you're intuitive and you've embraced your intuition, or you don't believe in intuition or haven't embraced your intuition. Either way, it is so, so important that your children, if they show that they are non-muggle folk and they are actually magic folk, it is so important to encourage your child to thrive and grow. And if you're not able to help them, if you're not able to guide them with their abilities, definitely reach out to somebody who can. If you don't know anybody that can assist, you can definitely Google it and search for intuitive instructors with parenting. There's a lot of resources out there. And when in doubt, if you don't know where to look, feel free to also message and reach out to me. Because what happens, speaking from experience, if a child is intuitive and they grow up in a home that does not embrace that, they will literally feel, and I've spoken to other adults and other children that have felt the same way that I did. What will happen is they will literally feel their whole lives that they feel there's a piece of them missing, and they won't know what it is, but they'll always feel that there's something missing. So when I had my kids, I knew that I was going to encourage them. I am definitely magic folk. I'm not a muggle. And I taught them since they were little to really embrace their abilities. I have three sons, and each of the sons have shown different intuitive abilities, including mediumship. I have helped them, guide them with whatever they were open to learning along the way. They have not fully embraced it 24/7 like I have, and it's a spiritual practice for me. But I have supported them to where they wanted to embrace it, the level they wanted to embrace it. I would never force feed and tell them this is how it's going to be. It's their journey. But if they had questions, I was there. But what was so important is as they were growing up, they were not fearful of it. They didn't think there was something wrong with them or that they had to not say anything because there was something wrong with it. So they grew up in that environment, which I think was really, really important. So for all your amazing listeners right now, as I said, whether you're a muggle or you're magic folk, really important to support and encourage your child. If they show that they're intuitive, really encourage them to grow. It's really important. I feel like either you or Nish,
I do,
sorry, either
yes.
you or Nish has a question, I feel like.
Yes, a very intuitive of you to notice. Yeah, I have a question because for somebody who's listening, maybe if they're not intuitive, as intuitive, and their children are showing signs of intuitive abilities, what does that look like? Because maybe somebody may not pick it up as this is an intuitive ability if they don't have it themselves. Actually, all of us have it. It's whether we tap into it, right? But maybe if they haven't tapped into that side of themselves, they may not know what to look for. So can you talk a little bit about what that looks like?
Yes, for sure. I'm so glad you asked that because sometimes for parents that are not intuitive or have not embraced it, it does actually create a lot of fear because it's unknown. So some examples are, for example, and it starts even when your child is a baby. So let's say your baby is in the crib and all of a sudden they wake up and it looks like they're babbling and looking at somebody.
Mm.
And you're like, but there's nobody in the room. I know it can be a little bit scary and it might create a little bit of fear, but just so you know, your child actually sees beyond the physical. So often a baby will start interacting and see loved ones in spirit. So they will interact like there's somebody playing with them, somebody's making them laugh. That is a real thing. So just so you know, so that is often loved ones in spirit will come forward and they will interact with their relatives, including when they're babies, because they can see them and they know that the babies can actually see them. So that's one thing. And in regards to intuition, so it can actually start as young as a year old, 18 months, 2 years, they can start exhibiting signs of intuitive abilities. For example, I actually mention it in the short story in our book, but I was 3 years old and my grandmother was actually pulling out socks out of the dryer. And I was telling her the color of each sock prior to her pulling it out. So some people might be like, oh, that's just a fun little game. No, actually, that's an intuitive ability because I actually knew, psychic, I actually knew before she pulled it out what it was. So that's actually a psychic ability. Another example is actually, I'll use my middle son as an example, Matt. So, all through childhood, he was always called Lucky. His friends, and your listeners might get a kick out of this, for any gamer listeners. So, my son always could play video games since he was in elementary school. He could play a brand new game and he knew where all the secret levels were. He knew where all the, for gamers, they'll know this terminology, Easter eggs. He knew where all of it was. He knew where all of them were. And so all his friends used to get really upset with him and quite ticked off because he always defeated all these brand new games because he knew where all the thing was. That's not luck, even though his friends called him lucky. That actually is an intuitive ability as well.
Mm.
So they another sign of intuitive ability is actually telepathy with children. So a lot of children actually show signs of telepathy. So telepathy is the ability to actually hear another person's thoughts. So I teach people there is I don't know if you've seen the old movie with Mel Gibson, What Women Want, but that is
Yes, yeah.
not actually how it works with telepathy. So in the movie, he's walking up and down the sidewalk and he's hearing every single thought. That is not how telepathy works. So, how telepathy works is how a person's thought actually is transferred to another person's brain is when there's a lot of energy attached to it. So, what I mean by that is if somebody is really angry, really ticked off, and they're thinking a thought about how ticked off they are, that thought sends off like a bat signal in the sky because it has a lot of energy attached to it. So if a telepath, let's just say like Mel Gibson's character is walking down the street and somebody's so ticked off, he would catch that thought because it has a lot of energy attached to it and it's very strong and it's amplified. A child, it's not like Mel Gibson's character, but a lot of children actually catch their parents' thought if there's a lot of energy attached to it. I'm talking intuitive children.
Mm-hmm.
So they might just say, hey, mom, I'm going to put my laundry downstairs after. Okay, I'm just going to have a snack first. And the mom might just go, what the heck? I was just going to say, could you please bring your laundry basket downstairs? But I didn't even say it. But there was a lot of energy attached to it. So my youngest son, Christian, has been doing that since he was little. He'll come out of the room. He goes, yes, mom, you called me. I literally was just thinking his name in my head. And then he'll say, oh, mom, oh, so we're going to have lunch now. I didn't say anything, but he heard it. So children, there's different intuitive abilities and children often will show different signs. So clairvoyance is aka clear seeing. So sometimes they might actually see a picture or a symbol. A lot of children have also expressed that they have seen angels in their home, around their mom, their dad, them, etc. They're not seeing things in the typical sense that people think. It's not imaginary either. So I also have a theory, speaking of seeing things, I have a theory about imaginary friends. Yes, some children do use imaginary friends, but I don't think all of them do. So I am an example of that. When I was a child, I used to actually go on the school ground and I would see children that had passed on the school ground,
Mm.
and they would interact and play with me. And then when I would go home and explain that, my mom would think it was an imaginary friend. And even school friends, I would tell them, oh, I saw Mary the other day. They're like, who's that? Oh, you have an imaginary friend. Aren't you a little old to have an imaginary
Mm.
friend? And they didn't realize it was actually a child in spirit.
Yeah. Yep. And those imaginary friends or those spirit have continued, right? That's mediumship. So just for people who are
Yes.
listening, is that ability to hear people who have crossed over that are visiting you to maybe deliver a message or something like that, right? I hope I'm explaining it correctly, but
Yes,
yeah, I just want
you
people,
did
if they're
perfectly.
listening and they haven't heard of mediumship before. But thank you for sharing that. I think that's beautiful because that just colors and gives us a bit more detail what to look out for. And when you think about raising a conscious being and delivering a message to a mother or a child globally, what is your message to that mother and to those children globally?
Oh, well, thank you. So I have a quote that has been included in the chapter. Your words become their inner voice. Choose your words wisely.
Beautiful.
Yes. Oh, I think that's something I say to my kids every day. Your
Yeah.
word is your wand,
Yeah.
right? And so that is a beautiful message, I think, for mothers, right? To think about,
Thank you.
even for themselves, right?
Yes.
And also in raising their kids, the power of the words, right? They say to
Yes.
themselves, they say to others. Um, and I think the awareness of it, right?
Yes.
So as adults, like we have somehow got in the autopilot mode, right? We're going from things, activities, and juggling all the things, and we may not even be aware of what our thoughts are, our inner dialogue is. And truly, that inner experience creates the outer experience. And so I think that's very profound what you shared. Is there anything else you wanted to share?
Yes,
Okay, I
actually,
felt like
thank
I
you.
heard that. I heard
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Speaking of intuition,
Yeah.
so what I discovered, which if I had known as a young mom, it definitely would have helped. So energy is everything.
Mhm.
So not only as a mom, as a person, I have really learned energy is everything. As a young mom, I had no idea that something that I was doing for my children actually was exactly that, about the power of energy and the power of energy from each word. So there was so many different children's books that I loved, even very, very popular authors. And I loved the books, but some of the words were energetically offensive. And I didn't know that's actually what it was. So there was every single word, whether you're a child or an adult, every single word, whether you hear it or see it, has an energetic impact on the person, whether they're intuitive or not. So every single thing, our computer, our phone, us,
Yeah.
every single thing operates on a frequency. Words have energy to it. So some words have high frequency, some words have low frequency. So I would literally edit some of the children's books with low frequency, low vibration words when I didn't even know that's what it was. And I would edit a couple of them. And then so my three boys grow up and then they discover the books that I used to read to them and they realize that some of the wording is completely different than what was actually in the book. And so my oldest asked me years ago, he goes, Mom, why did you do that? I'm just curious why you did that. And I said, I wasn't even aware of the power of words or energy at that time, but I subconsciously knew that it was important to edit those words and to teach you opposite, more high vibration words with I didn't even know that's what it was. And I said, I knew that subconsciously and acted on it. And my oldest son, Lucas, said, thank goodness you did, Mom, because he's like, you don't realize how much that had a positive effect and impact for us growing up. Because he said, we were different for a lot of reasons and we didn't understand why. We saw things differently. And even other kids would speak differently than us and we didn't know why. And he said, now, Mom, he goes, now we know why. So thank you for doing that.
Love
I
that.
love
So
that. I
What a
love
words.
great
that.
parenting win.
Mm.
Oh,
Kudos to
thank
you.
you.
Yes, let's
Thank you.
celebrate that, right?
Yeah,
When your kids can
yeah,
come back and you've poured all this into them and they come back and reflect a lesson or something that you've imparted and subconsciously really at the time. But
Yeah.
what a brilliant way to read to your
mm,
children, to create a high vibration, to help them experience and then notice for themselves later and ask the question, why? Why did you omit those words? So thank you for sharing that. The power of our words. I love that so much. It really resonates with my heart. Um,
Thank you.
and
I
speaking of
actually,
energy, oh, please go ahead,
yes,
Mish.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
please.
Speaking of
Yeah.
energy, that's exactly
Yes.
what I wanted to
Oh,
talk
good.
a little bit about too as
Please,
well.
yeah.
Um, Honestly, there's something that really I wanted to share. It's like intuitive and not intuitive. Energy
Mm,
is it's going to, be there no matter what. You can feel, and I know anyone that's listening to this, you can feel when someone's upset. You can
Yes.
feel when someone's happy. You can feel when someone has something that they want to share, but they just don't know how to share it. You can feel that they're hiding something. Everyone can feel that. And I know so everyone has those abilities to tell if their partners are upset or they're different or there's something wrong or if their kids are not okay or if they're upset or hurt. Those are all these little energies that's going on with you.
That's
So
so true.
one of the biggest things that I feel, and I do it every single day now with energy is I will honestly give my kids a big hug. Just holding them and really feeling that love and the affection as I don't know what mistakes I did all day, if I said something wrong, or if I did something wrong, or if I didn't give them the right meal, or they were upset with me about
Yes.
something. But that one hug, the energy that you can create with that one hug for your child, just holding them and telling them, I tried my best today, but I love you so much without saying any words can create that magic of energy, I feel. And I just wanted to share that because you totally said it, energy is everything. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Well, that's so beautiful that you do that. You and Sarai are beautiful examples of aligned moms, right? Like you're energetically aligned, and that's beautiful because your kids will benefit from it. So, what I mean by that is your soul aligned. You're aligned with your soul. And because of that, you're aligned with what other things that you're doing, including motherhood. So, it's beautiful. It's
Yeah, thank
beautiful.
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, those hugs just lift us all up, right?
They
Um,
do.
thank you for sharing that. My next question actually where I was going was with the energy was energy first, right? So it's our energy that directs the whole day. So how do you keep your energy in a good space? What do you do for self-love? What do you do to keep your energy radiant so that your kids can be directed by that energy?
It's a beautiful question. I love that. So, personally, so my practices have changed over the years as I've grown and changed. So, one of the things that personally works for me is sound healing. So, I actually have sound healing in the house and it goes on 24/7. And not only has it helped me, but my youngest son lives with me. He also has special needs too. So Christian actually listens to sound healing 24/7. So he has a speaker as well. We have speakers throughout the house, and sound healing literally is going on no matter where you are in the house. So that's one way that I help with for myself and my energy and one of my practices. The other thing that I have implemented in the last year and a half, especially, is social media mindfulness.
Mm,
So a lot of people don't realize that our phone, our communication, our interactions impact our energy. And when our energy is impacted, it actually impacts every single person in the house. So I have, as I call what I call social media mindfulness, so energy mindfulness. So I am actually very, very mindful of when I interact with people,
Yeah.
how often I interact, and also before anything that I post, I actually make sure that energetically I'm aligned before I post. if I'm, and I'll explain why energetically aligned. If I'm not energetically aligned before I post, before I send an email, before I send a text message, I will not send it.
I
I
love that.
never had that mindfulness before. I always felt this sense of urgency. Technology has been a blessing, but it also has not been good in some ways. So, because technology has made it fast, 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 I call it FFM, and it's the fast food mentality.
Mm,
Everything is fast, fast,
mm,
fast. And
mm,
because everything's fast, a lot of people, and myself included, I always felt this sense of urgency. I have to get back to that person. I have to do this immediately. I have da, 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 da. So not only would it impact everybody in the house, including my kids, but my energy was impacted and everybody I interacted with was impacted. So now, with this energetic mindfulness, I will not post or interact if I am feeling low energy. If I feel like I need to get more rest, if I feel like maybe I received a message yesterday or something happened in the family, like say, unfortunate, like a family member passed, something like that. If I am feeling energetically off, I will not send a post or send an email or a text message or anything. And it's not that I'm irresponsible. I actually take it's the opposite. I am responsible. I am responsible for my own energy, and I'm also responsible for everybody that I interact with. If my energy, sorry to use the term, but sucks, I
mhm.
am not about to send a message to somebody and impact them and their day and their family.
Yeah.
It can wait. So I do
Mm,
different
mm.
practices to get me back into the zone, I call it, where I'm feeling energetically aligned and back to myself. And then I will do the post. Then I will send the email. Then I will send a text back, because now I am energetically aligned and I am not going to negatively impact the person that I'm corresponding with. So that's one of the things I do is definitely energy mindfulness that I never ever had before. But it has made a big difference in my life, and I've also noticed it's made a big difference in other people's lives that I interact with.
I love that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It
Go ahead,
reminds me
Nish.
of the seasons that come in our lives. We have summer, we have fall, we have winter, right? And the reason why I'm saying that it reminds me of that is because our seasons teach us how to be more mindful. So when it's more
Mhm.
winter, and it's not as sunny maybe or however it is, then our body tends to go with that. We're tired, we're exhausted, it tells us to slow down and allow the process to go on. And then when it's summer, we're upbeat, we're happy, we're excited, we want to get out, we want to do
Yeah.
things. So when I say that, when I look at what you said to me today, right now, when you're feeling low and you're tired, honor that, right?
Yes.
Honor that, honor the feeling,
Exactly.
right? Honor the feeling, honor how you're feeling, and know that you're not 100% yourself. And it's
Yeah.
okay. Maybe take a moment away from your cell phone. So even if you do get those text messages, you don't want to answer them right away because if you're not okay 100%, then the person receiving the message will feel your energy. And I love that you
Yes.
said that because there are days where I will react very quickly and I'll get on my phone and I'll send a message and the other person will be like, "Are you okay?" It's like, why? My message doesn't seem that bad, but they could feel my energy because of the
Yes.
way I responded back to them. Soraya and I have a very close energy system like that. So
Yes,
when
yeah,
Soraya messages me a couple of times, I feel the energy right away. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, she's not okay right now. I need to give her
Mhm.
some time.
yeah,
And then a few days or a few minutes after, she'll message me and she'll be like, "I'm so sorry. Something's come up. I just have so much running around to do." And I'm like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Yeah.
it made me feel like, okay, I got it. So this is where I
yes,
say energy. Yes, thank you for sharing this. It is so important to understand this. I love it. Mindfulness, really take a deep breath, feel yourself, feel what you need for that day, and then go from there. So love
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. I'm just gonna add to what you said in terms of the energetic exchange. Like everything is an energetic exchange, consciously, subconsciously.
Mhm.
So when you were sharing that, I was like, I remember you shared that with us, even in your business coaching with us. Whatever we're creating, create from that space of love. And so I've been very intentional. And anyways, I feel like the best things come from that space. My intuition, my stream of consciousness, it's like a radio signal, right? If your energy
Mhm.
is not aligned, the flow doesn't go through. So this year I had a good reset button because I got sick at the beginning of the year. And it was the universe telling me, listen, you need to slow it down. I'm gifting you this time because, juggling the kids and the full-time job
Mhm.
and the activities and my own business, I've had to be very, very mindful of how the time is being spent, right? And when I'm in energy flow, when I'm reading the manuscripts, the submissions that you guys have given,
Yes.
being in the right energy. If I'm not in the energy, I don't read them.
Mm.
Right? So, and so sometimes it can take longer, but when you're actually doing the work itself and you're in the right space, that is actually shorter because
Yeah.
you're now in the right space. You can receive it, you can see it for what it is, rather than all the things that are layering on top. So, yeah, I think this technology is a big piece. I just bought a moon alarm clock, so I don't have to look at my phone. I don't have to be woken up by my phone. So I
Yes.
just like turned off my phone last night, completely off, and now the alarm clock is waking me up, and I had such a good sleep. Just going back to the, going back to the old school. Let's go back to the alarm
I
clocks and
love
things like
that.
that. But
Oh, yeah.
I love your consciousness. I love your
Mm,
thoughtfulness. It's
mm,
very thoughtful. I'm not going to send this message right now because it's not going to serve me. It's not going to serve the other person, right? Because we have the opportunity in every moment, even with our kids,
mhm,
to
Mhm.
raise the vibration or lower the vibration.
mm.
And so I think that's a big part of being conscious is being in that awareness and making decisions from that place. So thank you for sharing that.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yes, thank you so much because it doesn't matter exactly like both you and Nish said, it doesn't matter if a person is intuitive or not, energy can be felt. And every interaction, even social media posts, they're just giving me, when I say they, it means my spiritual guidance team is just giving me the nudge to share something for your listeners. Is that with social media too, apparently some of your listeners are feeling this right now. So if you have been feeling more drained than usual, even if you've been feeling almost like this unknown source of sadness, you yourself are not sad, but you've been feeling sadness and you don't quite know why. My team just wants me to share with you that you might be scrolling, for example, on Instagram right now. And if you're looking on 20 profiles, and it's exactly like you and Nish were talking about. So let's say somebody posted, and it was this beautiful post. I had this beautiful quote on it. The font was beautiful. The photo was beautiful. Everything about it was just beautiful. But the person before that post actually just received a very upsetting letter, read the letter, and then did the post because they had already planned the post before they read the letter. They posted, and all of a sudden you see that post, but you feel this sadness because she had just read the letter and the letter had sadness, made her feel sad. That sadness is attached to that beautiful post that she just shared. So
Mm.
even though everything about that post is beautiful and should be high vibration, her sadness can be felt in the post. And she didn't realize that when she posted, that sadness would transfer into the post. So if you go into 20 profiles, for example, in one day, and you were feeling really good when you got up in the morning, you were feeling ready to go, you went to work, you were excited, everything, the projects have been coming along well, and then on lunchtime, you search, you're scrolling on social media, get notifications, see all these different posts, and by 3 o'clock, you're like, what the heck?
Mm.
You're feeling completely exhausted. You're not feeling good like you were in the morning. Your work is good, but you don't understand why you're feeling this way. I'm just nudging you, just check in and see if energetically you have been picking up on different things that you've been seeing
Mm.
or hearing.
Yeah.
It's,
That's a,
it's just good to do an energy check in
I
because
love
I
that.
I agree with my team. What they're saying is that you have been picking up on things that you're around. So energy mindfulness is really important, and it actually gives us our time back because when we're energetically
Mm-hmm.
impacted this way in a negative way, it will, if we're going to use work terms, it will actually decrease not only your energy, it will actually decrease production, it will decrease concentration, and the output will not be very good because you won't be feeling yourself. So flip it around and having that mindfulness, it will actually be a game changer for you.
Love that share. Thank you. Thank you, team.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Spirit team. This
Yeah.
is a great message. I think this is a wonderful message and very timely because I think there's things that we can see and there's also things that we don't see, right? And
Yeah.
like even the collective energies have been heavy with the things going on in the world. So just being mindful of like your energy and what you're consuming and, like what you're listening to, what you're seeing and being very conscious about that can direct your energy towards yourself and then in the home, right? And
Exactly.
these are great practices when our kids are older to also teach them about
That's right.
technology, right? Because it's here to stay. So how can we be very mindful and deliberate of how we're using it so we can use it to increase our vibration rather than decreasing it? Yeah.
Yes, because I just want to share just real quick because we as moms, we and parents, we teach our kids to be mindful about what it is that they watch, who they hang out with, their
Yes.
association. But it doesn't end with our kids. It actually also applies to us as well. So it actually is a life lesson, not a child lesson, a growing up lesson. So it actually applies to all of us. Association is so important for adults as just like it is for children. Just like how important it is for children what games they play, what shows they watch. Well, guess what? The same applies to adults as well. So we really can be a very powerful example for our kids, but it is really important not only for our kids, but we do it for ourselves.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to
absolutely.
share that.
Yeah, I hear the word mirror. I mean, it's
Yes,
like
Yeah.
our kids are our mirror,
Hmm.
right?
yes.
Basically reflecting back the things that we're sharing with them. They're reflecting back what, yes,
Yeah.
mom and dad, it's for
Exactly.
you too. And actually, there's more lessons. But yes, so that's a really good insight just to remind all of our listeners. Thank you. And Nish, do you want to ask the next question?
Well, no, I think
Or do you
we're,
have
I
something else
think
you want to say?
I just want to say thank you. The energy, the information you're giving to us is so beautiful. Um, there's one more thing that's just coming up to me really quickly is, you know how you shared your story about someone that inspires you. I think my biggest thing is be the inspired person for your kids. Be that
Yeah.
person that you can inspire your kids to be every single day. So like for me, example, talking on stage, or I was an MC a couple of times at a wedding, or however whatever I do, when I go up on stage, it really intrigues something on my older daughter. And she wants to speak more and she wants to do speeches and she wants to talk more and she wants to do all that. And so
Oh, that's cool.
and she'll tell me, Mommy, you're so good at all this stuff. She goes, I want to do this too. And really encourages me to make her, to get her out there and to do more
Yeah.
with her because she wants to do it. And so I think the biggest lesson here is be the inspired person for your kids. Look at
Yes.
your kids and see what they love and, you know, show them the confidence and the love and the energy that you can build and show them that it can be done no matter where it is. And so thank you for sharing your story, who you are, what you do. Every little bit of you has been so inspiring here on this podcast. We're so happy to have you on Be Light to Raise Light. Just if anyone does want to hang out, get a hold of you because they want to learn more. I know we're going to have all the information down below. Did you just want to say them in case they're not able to see it? Just let them know your handle, your email, how they can reach you, and then we can go from there.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, Nish. It has been amazing being on your podcast, yours and Sarai's, and thank you so much for having me on here today. And thank you for everybody listening. If you would like to reach out to me, please do. You can reach out to me via email info@jenniferdawn.net, and my website is www.jenniferdawn.net. And you'll find me on social media. It's both the Sagittarius coach and Jennifer Dawn. So I call myself the Sagittarius coach because, yes, fun fact, I am a Sagittarius. And I am passionate about coaching everybody that feels inclined, aligned, and drawn to work with me. And you don't have to be a Sagittarius. So, just a fun fact, because I have had people ask me, do you only coach people that are the Sagittarius sign? No, that is not a true story. I do have a lot of Sagittarian clients, but I actually have a lot of clients with every astrological sign. So you don't have to worry.
I'm a Sagittarius. That's what she works with me.
I'm Pisces, so I've worked with Jen too. So I think
Yeah.
she doesn't discriminate based on your sign. So that's good, right?
So as usual, as usual, the Be Light to Raise Light book coming out at the end of 2025. This is a book going to change your life. And honestly, it is filled with deep wisdom for moms who are living a deeply conscious life and sharing their story, their tips for raising a conscious, and how as mothers we can deepen our consciousness in order to elevate peace and healing in this world. So I cannot wait to cannot wait for you to check out our socials and websites to follow this incredible journey. I can't wait for you to meet Jennifer too as well. She's phenomenal. She's beautiful. Check her out. Check everything about her, because once Be Light to Raise Light book is out, I cannot wait for you to read her story. Thanks for everyone that's listening, and an incredible story of Jennifer Dawn. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, for
Thank
listening.
you.
Have a
Thank you so
beautiful
much,
day.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Be Light to Raise Light is a sacred and extraordinary platform where mothers are invited to shine brilliantly and share their unique stories with the world. Through books, stages, social gatherings, and more, we elevate these voices to the highest vibration, illuminating not only their personal journeys, but the collective consciousness of the world. Our vision is to create a radiant community of mothers who come together to inspire, empower, and light up the world with their truth and wisdom. Be Light to Raise Light is a space where authenticity thrives, stories resonate, and every woman's light is celebrated. Join us in this beautiful mission by becoming part of our community. Follow us on Facebook at Be Light to Raise Light, or on Instagram at Be Light to Raise Light, or connect with us directly by email at inspire@belighttoraiselight.com. Together, let's ignite a movement of light, love, and transformation.